Hey Drake, this is Sean. Just looking at your walk you turned in. You're having some technical issues. So I'll just go over this once with you so you can kind of see how I'd fix this. You could start over with a fresh rig that's harder to break, but we're noticing things like the feet are getting misaligned. Like this object's supposed to be under the foot. You're also not supposed to move this, so for starters, I'm going to get rid of the keys on that. So we just have this. This is supposed to be flat on the ground, and the heel is supposed to be back. So more like that. Same idea over here. We're going to put the IK foot flat on the ground. That's a better contact pose, so step one done. I noticed there's a bunch of keys spread out around, and it's not even, so like when I click on this object, it's a different number of keys than this object. So I'm going to make sure that's consistent. I'm guessing these are your keyframes, so I'm just going to get rid of the frames that we probably don't want. Just right-clicking and deleting. Okay. So now we're just going to fix this one. So I'm just going to copy this pose over so nothing actually changed. I think this is the down. I think it just goes like that or something. Oh, yeah, and we don't have keys every frame because there's no key on frame 9. So I'm just going to go through and set a key on the whole rig on every frame. Okay, so this is the down pose, so I'm going to middle mouse drag over. It just gets rid of the, when I just copy the pose, it just gets rid of like weird in-between stuff. I noticed on the curve on the back foot was sliding strangely. Whoop. So I'm just gonna flatten that out. I'll flatten both. Okay. Still weird. Let's see what's happening. Oh, okay. There. How about now? Cool. And then the heel should be flat on the ground here. Yeah. Leave that alone. Okay, cool. So that's the down pose. Contact. That's passing, that's kick, and that's contact. So because we're at the moment, oh, okay, I get it. Here, let me just fix this pose. Contacts are like your main position on any walk cycle, so it's easier to just know what this should be doing. So I'm just turning all the controls off to get it back to, I'm just kind of resetting everything to get it back to a position. Okay, so there's the contact, and then that should be around there. This one has a error on the rig, so I'm just eyeballing it back into position. Okay. Make sure that's on the ground. Okay. The timing's not right here because it's supposed to be a key every 4 frames. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keyframe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keyframe. 1, 2, 3. Keyframe. 1, 2, 3. Keyframe. Oh, this is supposed to be at 9. This should be here. I might have deleted the wrong frame earlier. 1, 2, 3. Keyframe down. Cool. That's down. I think I don't remember. Okay, we'll figure that out later. We'll animate backwards. I like to make sure the distance between on the contact matches. So this one's about 2.5 squares. So I'm going to make sure this one is 2.5 squares. That should help the walk kind of feel consistent. I'm going to copy this pose back and then put that toe back on the ground. He's too high up. Make sure there's a little bit of bend in the knee. This should be the most bent this gets. And then we'll get the foot back in the right spot. Get rid of translation. Reset these guys. Kick. There, that's a pretty okay kick. Now this one's all screwy. Okay, so on this whole step here, this foot's supposed to be in the same spot on every position. So I'm going to copy that spot over, so that foot is now never moving. Resetting this. Resetting this guy. Eyeball this back into place. Move the hips to a better spot. Make sure that's the same. Make sure that's the same. So we're going to keep moving the hips forward now. This was the kick. Move the knees forward. Knees forward. Make sure we're 2.5 squares forward on the contact. Okay. Push that kick out. Yeah, so this is the passing position. So reset these guys. Get the foot back in the right spot. It's not too far off. There's just some like fundamental pose issues going on. Okay. Contact down. I might go up a little higher on the contact. That way the down reads better. And then up. And then kick, and then it'll contact. Might read. Go up like this. Okay. There it is. There's all of key poses. Let's see if anything got all super wonky. Yeah, you can see there's a slide on this back foot. Something's translating. Probably this guy. Yeah, you can see it move. Just go like this. Yeah. There's still a translator. Oh, the toe. Is it this guy? Okay. Yeah, this should be the most bent there. And then only a little bit here. There we go. Cool. There it is. There's that's what the first step of the walk should look like, and then you just kind of mirror this on the other side. So, and this is not having to restart from scratch on the newer rig, and the new one just prevents you from being able to translate this guy. So, alright, it's kind of up to you on how you want to deal with this, but now you have a example of how to fix it. Alright, good luck. See you later.